Hi, I've set quite a challenge for this week and I hope you'll take the challenge up. So I'm proposing to do a Facebook Live event on Friday the 23rd of November at 3 p.m. So in preparation for that, and let me just tell you what the title is. So it's what causes chronic health and mental health problems. And in a sense, obviously I'm not a medical doctor, so I can't really comment on the medical aspects of these things. But what I'm interested in is the psychological processes that potentially create and maintain chronic problems, okay? And so we're always interested in psychological processes. Now, if you read my little bit of post, and if you look at the video that I posted from the mood control program, you'll see that it would be commonly the case that someone would say, I'm anxious, that's my problem. And I would say, no, that's not the problem. That's the consequence of the problem. Something else had to cause the anxiety. I'm depressed, that's my problem. No, that's not the problem. That's what you experience, but actually something else caused that depression, and those are the processes that we have to get a handle on. So I've challenged you, and I hope you'll accept this challenge because it's one of the most important things that you could do if you want to feel better. I have challenged you to create a mind map of some of the processes that you think are behind the problems that you have. And I made a little list. So it could be something like, for instance, low self-esteem. Well, low self-esteem could be considered a cause of depression. And so low self-esteem always is present, to be honest, in depression. But low self-esteem could be an end point, right? I have low self-esteem, but that's caused by, or it could be that low self-esteem is a process that causes depression. But it's a thing to recognize. And so when I have people come, I almost always do a roadmap to recovery, which is what I call this mind map. Okay, it's like a view of the processes that create and maintain the problem. Now, it's a tricky thing to do, and I kind of recognize that, and it's not trivially easy. And I'll tell you why. Because particularly if you suffer from chronic health or mental health problems, you're likely, the kind of the chronicity of these problems makes them feel very personal, and it makes it hard to separate yourself from the problem. And so if you think of the kind of idea that we're working on here, I am not the problem, but I have a problem. Chronic problems make you feel that you're the problem, or it feels like you're the problem, or the problem is so close to you there's no gap between you and the problem. Whereas I'm asking you to do a task that makes you recognize, I am not the problem, but I have a problem, and these are the problems that I have. Now, if you're able to do it, you'll then have a list of things that you need to work on to be able to, in the end, eradicate the main problem. Now, some things have to be managed, and some things can be changed. And chronic health problems perhaps have to be managed. Even chronic mental health problems, to some degree, perhaps have to be managed. But we can always get to a better place. We can always feel better about it. If we add additional burdens like anxiety and depression into whatever problem there is, it's not going to be a kind of a good thing. Okay. And I'd like you to do this as well. So I'd like you to think about making a mind map. Well, actually, I'd like you to do a mind map of some of the processes that you can think of that create and maintain your problems. And I'd like you to post it. Take a picture of it, put it on the website. Now, you might go, well, that's very, very personal. But actually, I'm giving you one of my secrets here. It's not. It's personal to you, but the processes that you're going to identify are going to be very similar to the processes other people identify. And other people can see your mind map and they go, I do that, yes, right, and they put that on theirs. And in the Facebook Live on Friday, the 23rd of November at 3 o'clock, I'll be telling you some more processes, and I'll be sharing with you some more processes that potentially contribute to chronic health and mental health problems. And I'd like you to share some processes with me. So when I see your mind maps, please send me also some processes that you recognize are kind of really important. So it's about you doing some work in preparation for the Facebook Live, so that you've got something to work on, and you can continue to complete it as we do the Facebook Live, and you can see what other people have done, which is in a sense the ultimate support group, right? You can see what other people have done, and you can learn from their experience. So There's a challenge. Please take it up. I think it'd be incredibly powerful for you to do that. And I'll be interested to see what we can, I'll be interested to see how we can develop it and make it even more useful for you. And then you have a roadmap. And as I always say, I've said it before, I'm always saying it, right? If you've got a map and you know where you are on the map, you're not lost. You might not be where you want to be, but you're not lost. And that's what we're about, right? Helping you to find where you are, understand the processes that create and maintain these chronic problems, and then working through various processes to deal with them. So please take up the challenge. I look forward to seeing what you have produced.